Hello, everybody, and welcome back. A bit of cheeky days gone. Where's the bloody bear? I swear this dude's going bonkers. He started seeing things that just don't exist. I'm convinced of it. Right, we have one horde left to do, but I think we'll go back and stock up on our Gingangulis. We're running a little bit low on the old Gingangulis, aren't we? Let's get out of there. Good morning, Mr. Mojo. Oh, you're at work. Are you at home? Are you working from home? Today, right?
Got you.
See that there? What a shot, mate! What a shot, sir! I swear, every time I start playing this game each morning, something terrible happens in the first 10 seconds. It's like it's programmed to murder you horribly. Good morning, Wentex. Good morning, Daxos. Good morning, Jill. How are you doing, Jill? Morning, horses. Hello, Peach. It's strange, isn't it, Jill? Your obsession with staying really quiet and chat as queen of the lurkers. It's an amazing talent you've got. We'd hardly even know you were there, Jill. Oh no! Oh, go on then. I'll let you have it today.
There we go.
Must have forgot to change it. And that's actually really weird. I don't know why that actually did that. Hey, no, could say how's things, bro. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. You are Adam. How are you doing, broski? Good morning, Johnny. Johnny. Always think of what was his name from what was Johnny Rotten from? What was the dude I'm actually thinking of? I don't think his name was Johnny Rotten. What was the Sportacus? Who was Sportacus's arch enemy in what was the name of that program with the girl with the pink hair with the really cool pirate song? What was that called? He's dead, isn't he, that dude? I'm sure Sportacus died. Man of Action, whatever his name is. No, I've muted him out again. I just must have forgot to change it after the stream yesterday. I now know that I made the correct decision to turn those off for this playthrough. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah, Sportacus died, man. That's awful, isn't it? That's true. James Weaver, you've got a job for me. Ooh.
Weaver, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
I remember Corey saying you were pretty good at dealing with marauders back in the day.
Yeah, I dealt with my share, yeah.
I got a good one for you. A group of drifters were spotted moving down Highway 97. Evidently, they came over to Tealson Pass, the same way you came. Anyway, dude, here's the thing. They were scarred. The letters R.I.P. carved into their foreheads. Is that some shit or what?
Rippers.
You know 'em? Shit. We need you to track them down. We got enough to deal with around here without some goddamn cult springing up in our backyard.
Yeah, trust me, you don't want Rippers starting up anywhere near you. Oh, God. All right, Weaver, mark their position on my map. I'm gonna take care of them.
My dude. Thanks, Deke.
Oh, look at the little PC Master Race people in chat. Aren't they cute? PC Master Race. On PC Master I only get to play half the games that come out because I'm so limited. My little delicate fingers can't use a controller. Oh, aren't they cute? Oh, little snowflake. Oh, we love you, really. You like to think you gamers. Oh.
Deke, what's up?
Little,
hey,
oh, tickle your little belly buttons. They cute, little cute PC Master Race
Credit burning a
people.
hole in your man purse or what?
Wolves the cockles of the
now
arts,
that's more like
it. Fucking knobbers. Right,
oh, yeah.
Let's get this
Upgrade
show
the
on the
hell out
road.
of
Where
that
are we
thing,
going?
right?
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, big spender.
Grab that.
Yeah, gonna make me a quadrillionaire, right?
Grab that. We're gonna go fully tooled up.
There you go.
Holy shit.
Yeah, okay.
How many of those do we get? We've got 6 grenades
Hey,
now,
Deke,
haven't we?
don't
Let's
take any
check the
wooden
old
nickels.
bounties out as well.
Deacon,
Yeah, I'm sure you can play this at
How's it
120
going,
frames per second. You'll have to send me some footage of playing this at 120 frames per second, Major.
So
Yeah,
just
and
this
God
one
of
ear
War.
then? Well, okay.
And Red Dead, yeah.
This it?
Let me know how that works out for you.
Just this one. Okay. One ear.
At
Good.
480p as well.
Things must be slow out there, huh?
Hey, there's
So
Subquake.
just this one ear then?
Thank you for the biddies,
okay.
bro.
This it?
Good morning, Santa.
Just this one.
That's it. Johnny Rotten, Sex
Okay.
Pistols. I know
Money.
nothing about the
Good.
Sex Pistols, mate. I really know nothing about them.
Deacon,
I
come back in
think
one
if
piece,
you were to
all right?
push me on it, I'd say they were a punk rock group, the Sex Pistols. But I know nothing, literally nothing about it. But I know a little bit, because I think I'm right on that, and I think Johnny Rotten, yeah, I don't know. I can't picture the dude or anything. Are they still around? I mean, do they still, like, do stuff, or...? I can't even think of a Sex Pistols song. I mean, I'm sure I must know some. I mean, the Sex Pistols are kind of like a pretty well-known band, but it's just not anything I would know of or have had access to, you know? What am I doing? I'll tell you what, let's go and do... Ah, there's 2 hordes left. Ah. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Have I got any coffee? Oh, I've got the dregs of a coffee. We'll go over and do this one. And then if it's a big one and we have to burn through a load of ammo, we can always run back, can't we? You actually met Johnny Rotten at Dublin Airport years ago. Got a photo on Facebook. What was he? Was he coherent? I always got the impression he's probably that whole era of rock stars, punk rock stars. Was he a punk rocker? Am I thinking of the right? I'll tell you what. Actually, talk about this. It's something I was going to talk about ages back. There's a Netflix film about a very famous rock band, and I can't think what their name is. And I thought I might watch that because I know very little about the band. I'm trying to think. Is it Motley Crue or someone like that? No, not Motley Crue. I don't know. Maybe it is Motley Crue. Again, another band I know very little about, but there's a Netflix film which I quite fancy watching. It looked alright from the trailer, but again, I don't know much about the band, but it's certainly an insight to just how crazy it all was back then, you know? Yeah, so it was punk rock. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. Is there a bounty for protecting Simpsons cakes, Pixies booze, your booze? Well, I don't drink, and I have no idea what you're on about. I swear you've lost the fucking plot, you have, mate. Why would there be a bounty? Would imply something that you go and do, not pay to protect something. I'm starting to worry about you, Santa. Like, really starting to worry about you, bro. Thank you for the bits, Subquake. Did the little Grum come up on screen there? I don't think I saw the little Grum come up. Oh, maybe. Ah, the little Grum doesn't come up for little bits. He does for the big ones. Thank you for the bits, Subquake. Thank you very much, bro. Yeah, because we didn't do the text-to-speech for the little ones either, because spams otherwise, isn't it? Thank you very much, Subquake. Thank you very much, bro. That's a whole lot of biddies, dude. Do bounties for loot in game? Yeah, that exactly. I don't think you're quite digging what a bounty is. A bounty is something that would be representative of you are given a bounty to go and get something. To, you know, you're talking about more like a security detail. You know what I mean? You wouldn't get a bounty for protecting someone's cake, would you? It'd be like, what's the going rate for, you know, cake security detail? You see what I'm saying, Santa? Was that even part of the conversation we're having either? I swear, mate, you are so left field at times. You confuse the shit out. You make me second guess myself in the mornings, dude. You're batshit crazy, mate. Honestly, straight up batshit crazy, bro. What's that? Bits badge to your notification. What does that mean? Does that mean you've just been given a badge somewhere? bits badge tier notification. Strange. Oh, am I thinking of Sid Vicious? Ah, yes. You're probably right, actually. That's Sid. Yeah, you're right. Did he have like one of those like really weird, like really sharp, pointy Mohicans? Is the only way I can describe it. Sid Vicious does ring a bell. Yeah. Thank you very much for the bits, sir. Thank you very much. Let's get out of here. Oh, I love this bike so much. Woohoo! Get that perfect landing as well. Oh! That fucking car was not there a minute ago. I don't care. I don't care, mate. Last time, I will be the first to say I looked over at chat, and from what I saw on the replay, there was a car there. That car, I swear, I was coming down here, and I was just about to say, oh, look at the flickering light. Remember the tunnel down there? That was proper freaky going down there. I was just looking at that, and I looked down at chat, and the next thing I know, my bike, that car, I swear that car was not there, mate. I'm not buying it. That car just spawned in. There is no way that was there. That was a clear run all the way through to the tunnel there. Thank you, Mojo. Thank you. Thank God for that, dude. I was really worried then that I'd lost the plot completely. I thought Santa had finally sent me over the fucking edge then, bro. Jesus. It wasn't, was it? It definitely was not there. Oh, what was that there? An ammo box. It just, I thought it did. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. I know the last time I drove straight into a car, you know, there was definitely video footage that it was there. I'd simply just not registered it, I think. Not quite lined myself up. But that, I was confident I could look at chat then. It just goes to show how dangerous it is, doesn't it? It's no wonder there's so many freaking RTAs with, or RTIs, should I say, in this day and age, with people using mobile phones and things, isn't it? Jesus. That's actually really scary, to be honest. Oh, that's not good.
Nice headshot.
Assassin, yeah, that's right, a bloody stealth assassin car. Ninja car out of bleeding nowhere.
Needed this.
So, I must admit, I'm quite looking forward to watching that back, Mojo. I just... that's how people die on motorbikes. Legit, that is literally classic death by motorbike, that is. Or actually, technically, death by bloody car. Came out of nowhere, right? Literally came out of nowhere. Straight out of a fucking T-junction. Didn't look left and right. Just literally killed the motorcyclist. It's a classic, mate. We should do a Grumbodian road awareness video based on that. We need to get Big K on it.
Infected wolves! Ah!
Yeah, let's get out of here. Jeez, it's all kicking off there this morning, isn't it, eh? Make it quiet for a bit, I think. I don't want to get in close to the... Is that the horde, or is that just simply... It's got to be, hasn't it?
Okay.
It's not just a random one. That's got to be the horde we're after, I think. Now, what have we got ordnance-wise? No Molotovs, no napalm, no pipe bombs. Actually, that's really bad. No pipe bombs is not good. So what have I got? Got one attractor bomb. No proximity bomb. I'm gonna have to go They're just pure gun with them. That's a lot of freakers to take out just with guns. Have I got anywhere I can bottleneck them? Possibly under the bridge, but I'm also worried about hitting rogue freakers. So that's a really good example of how motorcyclists get bullied, isn't it? Holy shit, we're actually managing to keep them trimmed down, aren't we?
Finally.
They're not sure whether to stop and feed or...
A lot of ammo left.
Shit. That's what I was worried about. The penetration on this gun, so if you can keep them on it, I'll tell you what, if you can keep them sort of locked coming around a corner, you've only got to shift just a little bit just to try and force them into a narrower pathway. So if you, if you stand just say, instead of standing say there on the track, stand say just back a bit, so they're having to come around a corner. I mean, look at the distance that those bullets were hitting them. Because the majority of that, I mean, that penetration is freaking insane. That was glorious. Truly glorious. Definitely get that feeling of just being a complete freaking badass, mate. It's more fun than freaking World War Z, I tell you. And that game's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Did you see the, have you seen the bloody article they've done in Polygon about Rage 2? Has anyone seen it? GameSpot scored it a shit score again, didn't they? No surprise there. I think GameSpot have lost the plot, you know. I'm just going to stop listening to anything GameSpot's got to say anymore. I literally just don't trust them. And I haven't seen any Rage, but well, I saw a little bit of what's it, Coke Carnage playing yesterday, but I think GameSpot have just got their knickers in a twist, to be honest. Get out of here, knobber. Get out of here. It's still not actually the Horde, though, is it? That could just be just a wandering additional Horde, because we didn't see registration of the actual... Or at least I don't think I did. We didn't see registration of the... Oh, there we go. Yeah, that. Registration of the Horde. So does that mean there's still another Horde over here? I'm quite confused by this, actually. Let's go and have a look. Trouble is, I've burnt through my main gun already now. That's my whole ammo supply with that. That was glorious. Really nice. Yeah, you've got to go and read the Polygon article. Is it Chris Plant? Is it Chris Plant? Yes, it is Chris Plant. Oh, nice one, Major. Did you get the clip? Nice one, dude. Yeah, that was shocking, bro. That was shocking. But I've got a nice run all the way down to the tunnel. Plenty of time to put the brakes on, just to pop the old lights on before we head in. And whoa, really? This must be the watering area. They come to drink. So, I mean, we'll go and have a look at them just on the off chance, but oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that.
Breaker.
Beautiful, mate. Okay, that will be the hawk then. Not quite as easy this one, is it? So fast, don't they? Almost tempted to run up there. Where can I drag him around? Because it's daytime, isn't it? It's that stamina. I think stamina is the greatest thing, to be honest. If I play it again, I will almost certainly throw stamina. This has got to be the last horde. Gotta be. Unless there's multiple hordes. Jesus Christ, I wonder if that means there's actually multiple hordes per horde icon. They're too spread out. Just too spread out. And I will definitely hunt in the daytime again as well. Look at that little blue marker means. What does that mean? Does that mean? Oh, does that mean? Oh, that means my focus is maxed. I've only just suddenly figured out what that means. Hey, let's just see if that is the case. Alright, looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. You straggler. shit, where are they? That one all the way over there. My headset's down. Beautiful. Getting that. I'm definitely getting that. Right, so let's see. That's perfect then. So that has actually finished them off. So the last horde is actually that one there. For some reason it won't let me track. Go down there. I'm going to do that, and then we'll grab a nice early coffee, and then I guess that's going to be it. I can't imagine. I should imagine this is kind of like that post game superhuman. You know, you've got your character fully maxed out. In fact, actually, let me just finish off maxing my character out as well. No, I still got kill horde quests, dude. That not? Oh, I need to do that. I think we've killed the ones that are part of the primary missions, and then we've got requires the reckoning. What's the reckoning? Melee weapons a chance for a critical takedown. And then we've also got, what was the other thing we had? I think we completely maxed out range, didn't we? Just those kind of like a bit more obscure survival ones. Headset's so loud when it does the little bleep to tell me the battery's dying. That's it then. I think that's all skills maxed out, yeah? Tick, 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 tick. Tick, 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 tick. There you go. Completely maxed out. Look. I'm gonna guess there's either a trophy, PlayStation trophy, or maybe. And most of the time when I've completed a percentage number of the hordes, I guess I got some weapons, the weapons that I've got here. So these two super duper guns that I'm using, which are OP as F, to be honest. I mean, it's like people were saying yesterday, it almost makes it look like we're in easy mode, but you've got to bear in mind my character is insanely strong there. And the weapons I've got, I mean, even these weapons when they were OP, like the Chicago Chopper, which is essentially for that's some pop-ins today, which we don't normally have. What was it? What was I going to say? Oh shit! That's gonna be oh, I was trying to hit the roof of the bus. Oh shit! We've even, I mean, the guns, like I said, when they were OP, because there's a point where the damage is enough to kill horde zombies. Those big .45 caliber rounds that we had with the Chicago Chopper and everything. But on top of that, as we've progressed, we've also got increased magazine size with them. So it's like I was saying, it's very reminiscent of Dying Light. It's the only other game I can think that I genuinely felt where there was a true difference between the beginning of the game and the end of the game. You know, a dramatic difference between your own comfort factor. You know, most games have progression, of course they do, but things tend to scale around that, don't they? So, I mean, you know, games like Batman and Spider-Man, I'm sure, you know, by the end of it, I'm going to assume you have lots more tools and skills at your disposal. But you're still a badass from day one. In this, even just like a single freaker when you start the game, you know, you cannot run for far at all. And of course, you don't have stamina potions or cocktails or regen. You can't even reload while you're running, for example. You know, it's such a contrast between the beginning of the game and the end of the game. It really helps add that fun factor to it. You know, you feel like the tables have turned. You've put in the work, and now it's time to take the fight to the freakers, and that's just such a good feeling.
That's it.
I'm doing them all, Wentex. I've got one horde left to do, bro. Whereabouts is he, Wentex? I mean, the only content I haven't actually done, I think, is all the historical waypoints. I think I've got a few of those that I've not mocked up. Other than that, I've been quite careful with quests that could be timed, potentially on tickers. So I think we're probably pretty close to having... I mean, I'm sure there's other things that I've missed, like little Easter egg things and stuff like that. So I think in terms of the bulk of the content, we've been nailing this pretty hard. Which it looks like there's a monument or historical marker up there. Look. I don't think, no, they don't regenerate. No, definitely not. No, 100% not.
Learn something new every day.
So, for example, if a horde is you know, you've got a horde up to 500 freakers in size. So if you, and that ranging from 50 to 500, I believe. I've looked into it a little bit. And the ones that are 50, if I go and find a horde that's got 50 freakers in it, and I kill 5, when I go back, there will only be 45 freakers for the, you know, the duration of the game. If you like. It's been quite interesting doing these mop-ups in some of the areas where we know we've been, because we, as soon as I engage them, you can see that the horde, if you like, health bar is already partially reduced. I better grab some ammo. However, I do, but that's the primary hordes. I still think there's one from what I've seen today and yesterday, because that horde earlier on, that was like a double split horde. There's still, I think the game keeps spawning in, and it was explained as well. I mean, essentially there are an infinite number of hordes. But there are only a certain amount of, if you like, questable hordes. So the game, as explained by Deacon, wasn't it? There's a constant migration into the vicinity. The plan was originally to try and nuke some of the caverns. And the thoughts behind it were, if they didn't have the larger places to hide, the hordes wouldn't continue to migrate into the area. It's like the whole conversation was like, you know, how come, I can't remember who he was talking to, I think it was Iron Mike, wasn't it? And Deacon actually said to Iron Mike, or sorry, Iron Mike said to Deacon, how many have you killed? You know, since you've been in the area, how many have you killed? And Deacon's sort of saying, a hell of a lot. But actually, the numbers never seem to diminish. And Deacon was talking about the fact that they hibernate in the large caverns. And he was saying, like, if we could slow down the migration, in other words, if we can cut down the nesting areas and the hibernation zones, they seem to be tracking and migrating following, essentially, the snail trail that the freakers are leaving behind, which is all this you can see on the ground in front. I mean, this is basically freaker piss and shit. As they travel around, they're just pissing and shitting themselves all the time, and it creates almost like a trail for other freakers to latch onto and migrate into. So, although you've got the standardized hibernating migrational hordes, so the ones that will always have a hibernation cavern, always have a watering hole, and always have a feeding ground, you still have hordes migrating into the area, into the game, which are the ones that I guess spontaneously, if you like, spawn in when you're within an area. So you can still farm freakers all the time if you want to. You literally can't reduce them, because I guess as far as the game's concerned, we're not going to take all the caverns out. That was a plan before all hell broke loose with Wizard Island and And I guess Deacon's whole strategy, through necessity, had to change. Now, this will be a good spot here. See that mute then? %. Oh, look at that. The St. John Horde Killer custom accent. Oh, neat, eh? Oh my god, I just blow a brain off. Oh my god, I just shot their head off. Holy balls. I actually just destroyed... Oh my god, that's insane. See my new cinematic style now, I'm so confident. Except I actually went straight into the back of a train, unfortunately. Stay down, mobber.
Oh, damn it. Screw it.
Crazy, mate. Absolutely crazy. So I think that's it. That's all the Horde's done. So we've got the new bike skin essentially. So the last quest, locate the Ripper camp down here. But I think before we do that, we really need to stock up on ammo, don't we? So we'll head to the bunker up there and buy some. Yeah, it's just too much. Santa, we spoke about this before, mate. It's we have to be so careful with what we think would be fun in a video game, don't we? I mean, I personally, for example, would love to see, you know, camping at night and setting up small encampments and defences and a little bit of building. I'd love to see, you know, me having to go and get fresh water and boil it up each day, or to get food. I'd love that, mate, you know, because I like a really slow... See, I could stop right here, right now, mate, and spend, you know, 20 minutes, you know, looting this area, you know, looking for food, looking for water, whatever, you know. That's the way I love to play these games, mate. But it would so dramatically change what Days Gone is. Days Gone... It's actually really interesting, you know, when I'm going to sit back and talk about this game in the future. It starts off as one of those games where everything is... If you play it the way I think it's meant to be played, at the end of the day, you know, a game designer, when they make a game, they have to have a concept of how you should play a game. And they offer you as many tools as they can to help you have a freedom of choice, or at the very least a sense of freedom of choice in what you're doing. But the early game, you know, Deacon is not a powerful man in the sense of, you know, at the end of the day, it is a suspension of disbelief. You know, there are role-playing statistics and role-playing gun statistics and all the rest of it. But the start of the game, I feel genuinely, it's about you building up a knowledge of what the world is about, of what the freakers are capable of, learning patterns, routines, tactics. And it's a very slow, methodical, in my opinion, stealth game at the beginning. You know, the most important thing in your arsenal at the start of this game is the rock. The ability to throw rocks. That alone, I killed more freakers using that tactic and taking them down in stealth at the start of the game than I did ever shooting. Because I didn't have high focus, I didn't have good weapons, I didn't have suppressors, and that the whole journey is a slow evolution of the gameplay. And as much as look at that little skull there, little skull paperweight or something. The game is a legit transition in play styles, and that's so rare to get that. Like I said, the only other game I can honestly think of where I really had that sense of becoming something so above and beyond what I was at the beginning, because of the way the game doesn't essentially level scale the mobs, was Dying Light. You know, it's you do by the end of it become close to superhuman, and I love that. I think it's just such a freaking cool game. What I'd actually really like to see is a version of this, you know, another game which will never be made. I mean, don't for 1 minute think, you know, I'm hoping it will happen. Of course it won't. It would cater to way too small a niche group of players to become financially viable. But I'd love to see something like this where, you know, I've got to this house now, night is falling, and, you know, I'm going to go and get some planks from the shed and nail up the bloody doorways and, you know, sit here under cover at night with a small campfire making some food. You know, like an actual survival game in a world like this. I would love to play something like that. But it will never happen. That is not what the majority of gamers want these days. And this game has become so much more than I thought it was going to be. You know, this is a fun, by the end of it, legit zombie shooter with a lot of cool additions to it. You know, I mean, you know, we're sitting there. You know, people talk about World War Z like, oh, what is it? Just a zombie shooter? Oh, it's just Left 4 Dead. And yet it's a cracking game. Well, this game is World War Z. It's literally World War freaking Z. It just hasn't got co-op. By the end of the game, you are essentially playing World War Z in a huge open world with 1,001 different... It's just so much more than World War Z. It's in a whole different league to World War Z. But you have to get there. You have to play through the game to get to that point where you've had a legitimate evolution of play styles. And it's... You don't get games like this very often. You really don't. Very rare. Very, very rarely. You right to pick your Mattia? What's that, Jill? Hold on, how long did you beat the game yet? Well, we beat the main game, Jill. This is, I guess, like the epilogue. We don't know what, if anything, is going to happen. There's still quests, though. Or at least what would appear to be a simplistic final quest chain. Now, what that's going to bring, Jill, we don't know. So, yes, we have finished it to the main credits, but there's still something lingering in the background. So, we're going to see what it is. Yeah, I remember you saying its screen glare's a real bastard, isn't it, mate? Especially with these new fandangled TVs. Yeah, that's it, Isidore. Walking Dead open world. But, in fact, actually, that's it, Isidore. That's a really nice addition to my comments there. The beginning of the game is literally about the best ever reincarnation of the Walking Dead universe in a video game. In fact, it is hands down the best reincarnation of that. Because although Telltale games are very good, they are story driven. You know, they're not exactly a big open world game, right? Nowhere near. So, in terms of creating an open world, the beginning of the game is very much like The Walking Dead, where, you know, every shot kind of counts. You know, you've got a very simplistic revolver. You know, you're not particularly great with it. You know, if you miss, you are going to make noise. You're going to bring in attention. By the end of it, though, that kind of real hardcore Walking Dead, everything's going to murder you in one hit kind of concern. It migrates and transitions into a World War Z Left 4 Dead freaking zombie shoot 'em up. I mean, you got the best of both worlds. You really have. I mean, one of the things I was saying as well, that the beauty of it is, if you want to keep it like Walking Dead, don't spend any skill points. Don't forget, I didn't spend any skill points for ages, mate. Absolutely ages. And it was only when I started spending skill points that I just started becoming an absolute superhero. So you could literally, I'd love to try playing this game without spending a single skill point. Or maybe just a few really important quality of life ones, perhaps, you know? Because that would be a real challenge. That would be legit difficult. Now, I don't think I can actually get in through there, but I'm sure there was a way around the back, wasn't there? We're only here to stock up on ammunition, basically. I just don't think it will ever happen. I don't think we'll ever see a legit survival game of this kind of budget. You know, these games costs you know, tens of millions.
Are you there?
Millions of dollars, you know,
Oh, Brian.
huge teams.
What? Why are you on this channel?
We tried contacting you on our channel.
Well, I lost the radio the night that shit went down.
Did she make it out? Your wife?
Yeah, no thanks to you.
I'm glad. There's something that I have to tell you.
So talk.
In person.
Nah, I don't think so.
It's important.
Shit.
In the Northern Cascades, there's an old pioneer cemetery.
Yeah, okay. I know the one.
Meet me there. Please.
Brian doesn't sound quite himself, does he? You think he's under a bit of duress there in that conversation? Imagine the hordes running at you subway in VR. Jeez. See, that's the kind of thing that could happen. They're quite good at porting games over for VR. You can sort of see that in, you know, PlayStation 5. It goes to its console development. Because, I mean, they added first person to GTA, didn't they? From the PlayStation 4 version originally, and then obviously for PC as well. Where the hell is the bunker? Oh, there it is. I think I went everywhere but, didn't I? You bloody gobber. Let's stock up on this, and then we'll go and see what the Weaver mission was. Then meet O'Brien. So there's still definitely things going on. I like the idea of a cemetery. We had a cemetery at the beginning of the game, didn't we? Right, primary. So if we go and buy all the ammo for that. Downside of this is we don't actually stock up the motorbike. Stock up the existing magazines, can't we? Yeah, did you see the reviews? I keep forgetting the name of it, Subway. What's it called? What's the new headset? Valve's one. Something, oh, I can't remember it. But it's ridiculously expensive, mate. But if it's as good as people are suggesting it is, you know, all things come in time, don't they? When it comes to technology, I mean, you think back to mobile phones. I mean, you know, they are so much more than I should imagine anyone could ever dream of, don't they? Miniaturization and power variances, it all happens, you know. And I think if we ever get to the point where wireless VR is I think the crucial element to it, or at the very least single straight in USB plug VR, without the need for heavy power packs and things. I think we'll see a real evolution of that. But that's very much supported through obviously medicinal and military as well. So there's always funding in that arena. So people always talk about VR as if it's just going to die a death because they only see it through their little narrow window, which is typically around gaming. But VR has so many other, I guess, influences within its development. I mean, military alone and a medicinal, it's bonkers the amount of money being pumped into it. Can't actually get out there because how did I get in? Wasn't there like a little bloody bridge thing? I literally cannot find my way out. My bike's just there, look. I can't blow the gate. Go all the way around if I can find a way around. I saw that there's a reach around the back here, so I want to stay the hell away from him. Saw him being chased by a wolf a minute ago. Right, okay, we're out of there. So we're actually pretty close, aren't we? So this is Weavers, the Ripper camp. Let's go and destroy a Ripper camp. We'll grab a coffee in a sec. You alright, Findrius? How are you doing, mate? If you played this game in VR in your home, would you end up injuring yourself? I think that's the biggest danger with VR, isn't it? All the VR I've really had hands-on time with has always been, because it's why I like VR. I'm not a big fan of wandering around in like worlds. I just don't think the tech's there to have these. There's such a degradation in performance, frame rate, you know. Resolution and everything. Sorry, just trying to concentrate. Resolution with VR when the games get more complicated. So, and then that tends to be in those big open world 3D walk around games like, you know, Skyrim, for example. But I think VR is really good when it's cockpit based. And I think it's the tech is definitely and easily there for that right now. There's just no doubt about that. If you want to play Elite Dangerous or a racing game where you sit in a chair center, it really is amazing. You know, the tech is already more than capable of achieving some pretty spectacular effects.
Yeah, it's the Rippers. I'm gonna deal with them.
When you start getting into the realms of free movement in big open 3D worlds, there's so many other factors starting to become involved. But you give yourself a flight sim, a space flight sim, a racing game, VR is already amazing, dude. Oh, hang on. That's the bat phone. Right, I'll tell you what. Let me get this, guys. I need to AFK for a few seconds. Well, I'm very sorry about that. That took a lot longer than I thought, I'm afraid, folks. We've got... Grummy's a busy little chappy at the minute, I'm afraid. I do apologise. Doesn't happen often.
Oh, my goddamn favorite.
It's annoying when it does, right?
What is it? Things got a little too hot for you in Iron Butte? How the hell did you get over the pass?
Get over there. It's a hell of a shot from there. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. You're right, Luke. Have I talked to O'Brien? We've just had a radio message coming from O'Brien, bro.
Remember me, assholes?
Literally just had one. I knew that was just a fraction off, but... Oh, the multi-direct... That already exists to some degree, Mojo. I mean, obviously not as a consumer product. But there are those multi-directional treadmills actually in existence, bro. They're not a concept thing. Like, they are actually out there. Obviously, just not, if you like, for mass consumer purposes. They're pretty fascinating. There's some really nice YouTube footage out there with first-person shooters primarily. So they've actually got where they actually sitting. They've got the VR headsets and headphones on, and they actually have like a replica gun, if you like, on one of those omnidirectional treadmills. You know, it's all relatively sort of round peg square old, for, you know, because they're having to do it on, you know, essentially on a budget, but it's certainly more than just the theory crafting.
That ain't gonna happen.
Oh, wow, look at the bear. They are wrecked. That's a marauder. Holy shit. Oh, he's trying to run. What have I got? I've got frags. They were really nice in groups a minute ago, weren't they?
You gotta move!
Where's the leader? Where's Carlos? Oh, that's right, he's dead! I killed him, huh? Hear me? It was me!
Oh, he's on fire, look. I actually don't know how we're going to take out the
Carlos, he
bear,
ain't
because
resting
I
in
don't
peace.
have...
He's feeding the fucking freaks! Hey, big shot! You're up!
Feeding the fucking freaks.
I don't really want the bear still alive, but I haven't got any choice, have I? Actually, I can't believe I've got napalm. That'll do.
That's all of them. Fucking rippers.
Yeah, the haptic gloves. There's the haptic bodysuits as well, aren't there? They've got so much. I'm gonna try. I have to hit the bear.
Weaver, it's done.
Oh Jesus fuck! That made me.
Start
Oh my
moving around
god!
here.
That scared the shit out of me.
I read the report by that dude that was following.
Oh shit! There's two of
He
them.
said they call themselves Rest in Peace. See,
That's actually really bad. Has to be headshots, Grim. It has to be headshots, dude. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I was pretty tense then. That could have gone. That could have got very bad. I tell you, I'm a fucking good shot. I am a fucking good shot. I'm saying it. I don't care. Yeah, well, the full suits are actually they're actually something else. They exist in Japan, as far as I know, Wentex. I've seen some coverage of them, but they're actually using a little more than pressurized water. So there's a real issue essentially with the valve systems to actually make it feel like they're able to get the full suits working. How can I describe it? So that you get the sensation of pressure, but it's the withdrawal of pressure which is the biggest issue. So obviously the vests are much more advanced than the fuller bodysuits, which include things like piping through tops of feet, soles of feet, backs of hands, fronts of hands, and things. And of course they almost have to be tailor-built for the individual that's using them. I think that the first ones were using basically scuba suits, weren't they? I do believe, or very similar tech. Whatever that membrane is, I guess. But yeah, I mean the haptic suits with the 360 treadmills, the guns. It's all pretty freaking scary, mate. I tell you, it's. All I want is a really affordable consumer VR headset that would enable me to, on a decent budget, play racing and flight sim games. At the minute, I still feel like it's way out of my price range. So it's getting there, and the technologies, you know, we need to make sure those resolutions and that frame rate, that's the most important thing. Things like shutter door effect and all the rest of it, you know, they're starting to get the tech and the understanding about how games can be designed to minimize the actual, I guess, technological issues that we've got with VR. But when it gets to a point where I can just, you know, walk into a shop. I mean, PlayStation VR is amazing. I mean, I've tried on all the headsets apart from the new one coming up from Valve. And the PlayStation VR headset, I mean, again, you know, somewhat subjective, different shapes of heads and all the rest of it, but the PlayStation VR headset is so fucking comfortable. It is so far ahead of the others in terms of comfort for myself. I mean, you know, other people might disagree,
Weaver,
but
it's done. You don't got to worry about no rippers starting anything around here.
I read the report by that dude that was following. He said they call themselves Rest in Peace. Seem to worship the freaks. Strive to be just like them. That they were hopped up on drugs. How the hell do you know about them?
Well, let's just say that I had a couple of run-ins with them in the past. Anything else, Weaver, while I'm out here?
Nah, man, I'm good. But I want to hear that story someday.
yeah, because the vests have gone down the route rather than the fluid pressure, which is more intense. I think a large part of it, and the reason that it's so heavily focused on in Japan, is that they still have a wonderful fascination
See you around.
with the sexual and sensual elements that VR offers. They don't seem to have any boundaries with regards to that being sort of probably sort of looked at as being a bit weird in other areas of the world. But yes, the haptic vests as such tend to be more focused on actual electricity. So you actually get the sensation that essentially they're using electricity to make your muscle react. It's not about giving you an electric shock. It's about providing a current sufficient to make that area of your body have, I guess, neurons firing to create a muscular spasm almost, which is that sensation of touch and or, I guess, pain, isn't it, from a gunshot. I guess it's two very different takes on what is essentially trying to create a VR physical response. Pretty cool stuff, though. Like anything, all comes down to, can you get it into consumer homes at a cost that people, you know, can get their head around? No pun intended, I suppose. Good morning, James. How you doing, sir? How's Rage going, James? I was reading the GameSpot have shat on it. No surprise there, because GameSpot are crap. But there's plenty of other places saying it's really good, mate. But you have to go and read the Polygon article. By what's his name? Chris Platt. Check it out if you get a chance, James. Are you not loading? Oh, I thought you were waiting up for the midnight release, dude. I thought you'd been playing it. I watched a little bit of Co and Dan's gaming yesterday. That didn't last long. I did not last long, unfortunately. And I'm really gutted as well. I'm really freaking gutted. I heard the childlike glees of Dan. Destroying mutants, mate. It was a whooping and a hollering. I thought, well, if Dan's getting excited, then it's got to be all right, hasn't it? You know what I mean? I know. What happened with this phone? Yeah, what happened with this foldable phone? It released, right? I mean, it's out there for you and I to go and buy if we want to, but didn't they have to, hasn't the whole thing just fallen flat on its arse with like major production issues and an extremely high failure rate and everything? Well, it's like anything though, when takes you see. I mean, you've got to think of VR as almost being a component of your future console or PC. Now, some people will go out there and spend £200 on a keyboard. They'll spend, 150 quid on a mouse. Some people will go out there and spend, £2,000 on a low latency, 4K super freaking pimped out G-Sync monitor. It's there's always going to be someone out there that will make it. So the 3D treadmill might sound bonkers to you and I. I mean, I wouldn't even have anywhere to put it, mate. But the fact that they're, it's beyond the proof of concept. There's always a company willing to make that top end gear. I was watching Linus's latest video, Wentex. I think it's his latest video with the LG speaker productions. The £100,000 speakers, or $100,000 US speakers. What a fascinating production process, mate. I mean, yes, although it's all electronics and fantastic machines, it's still humans doing so much of the work. It's not just like some big assembly line in a factory like a normal speaker. You get a chance to check it out. It's really cool. Even Linus is like, fuck it out, mate. No. That's pretty mad. It's actually a person sits down at a chair and actually does this stuff. Still loads of hand soldering going on them. It's madness. Yeah, this is pretty much the same here with Linus, mate. I watch him, whereas I used to watch him kind of quite a lot, no matter what he was doing. I now tend to pick and choose. But yeah, he was given access to the LG factory. Or well, it's not a factory really. Absolutely amazing. So the phone actually cracks when folded. Oh my god, that's so there's actually people who've been out and spent all this money, and then they just, oh my god.
Deacon St. John, this is James Weaver. I got a job for you if you're in our neck of the woods.
Right.
Weaver, hey, I'll see what I can do.
Oh right, oh wow, isn't that scary? So as a design, it's functionally perfectly sound. In theory, I suppose it's what we're talking about here, isn't it? But in practice, in the real world, even the smallest amount of contaminant on that screen during the folding phase literally just causes it to crack or shatter. Oh my god, that's crazy, mate. I take it they offer full refunds and everything. I thought I'd try it. I couldn't understand why. I think I'd forgotten to. Oh god! Oh Jesus! Jesus! Oh, that's terrible. I keep thinking it's a quick time event, not a timed quick time event. Only to influence. Oh well, that's not so bad then. Oh well, that I was going to say because it didn't seem right, does it? You know that you've got this product. That, I mean, how did that get past quality assurance? I mean, it's not like some cheap ass early access computer game, is it? I mean, something like that. Someone's going to be forking out God knows how many hundreds, if not thousands, of pounds on. You'd think it'd be through a fairly rigorous testing phase. Those sorts of things where there's a mechanical element are normally put into an actual machine that replicates that function millions of times over, isn't it? In a very short space of time. So something that opens or closes or has a button, they put it into a machine that actually taps the button hundreds of thousands of times, don't they? Just to sort of get an idea for life expectancy on different mechanical elements within, you know, a product. Yeah, I suppose that's the bad press, isn't it? That's the problem. I still find it strange that, you know, if it's as blatantly simple as what you're suggesting, which is just even a small bit of grit or something in it. Oh, how did that get past, you know, even the most basic of tests? But yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably in a dust-free. You know, you've got to go in there in a spacesuit, vacuum-sealed test room. Yeah. Not a bit of Dorito dust from someone that's just been eating a packet of Doritos while watching a film at the cinema and suddenly opens their phone and it splits in half. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like you say, the difference is real world versus laboratory testing, I suppose. I still find it hard to believe, though. It still seems ridiculous, doesn't it? I mean, you put it in the machines purely to test expectancy. You know, you still think somebody held it, you know, tried, you know, walk around with it for a day with it before we send it out to influencers, let us know how it goes. Pop it in your back pocket. To be honest, I mean, I thought it was amazing. I thought it was amazing because of the tech, but it looked hideous. It looked way too big and chunky. It's not something I would even if I was a millionaire that could afford it at the drop of a hat, it's not the sort of thing that I would actually go for. But as a technological sort of evolution of screen tech, I think it's amazing that we can even do it. I mean, yes, obviously, it's going to need some significant refinements, but isn't it incredible to think you can fold a screen like that in something that small? Crazy, absolutely crazy.
Shit, Squatter Patrol. Where the hell did you get the bike, huh?
Little shot at the back, mate. I've got things to do, places to go, people to see, bro. Oh, with the polygon. Oh, I called James. I just. Oh, Jesus, dude. When you get a chance, go and have a look at our friend Chris Plant as well, James. If you're still there, mate. Don't just read the article. Go and have a look at Google images of him, mate. GameSpot. Oh, I thought they gave it a 6.5, dude. I'm just not even interested in what anyone at GameSpot's got to say about anything, quite frankly, mate. It's a dead publication to me now. It's a dead publication to me as long, well, basically as long as Kelly Plague is still there. Until she moves on, I won't have anything to do with GameSpot. Only in passing commentary like this. Same with IGN and Lucy O'Brien. Quite frankly, not interested. They're very senior editors as well, so it's not like they're the little lowly plebs, you know, freelancing it that we can just say, you know, it was just a bad call. They're two dominant figures in those particular publications. They hold too much.
We got a goddamn Ripper here!
Too
Turn
much
around!
sway.
Not a Ripper! Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold up! I know her. Put that away. I got this.
Okay, take care of her. Not my problem.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, James?
Is this your ride?
It's a piece of shit, but it runs.
Well, I don't know if you're sticking around, but I could have Ricky take a look at it.
I brought some bounties to trade.
Okay. Then, I should probably introduce you to Joe Haslam. He's the bounty collector. He's right up this way.
I'm not staying. I'm not staying in a goddamn camp.
Yeah, do whatever you want. You know, while you're here, I'd like to introduce you to someone. Her name is Sarah. She had a kid sister that, well, her kid sister reminds me of you, so I thought that maybe you would like her.
I had a sister. She was older than me. A pain in my ass.
Kind of reminds me of my older brother, Boozer. Real pain in my ass. Actually, he's not my brother. We rode together in the MC.
He's your brother.
And he's the head of security around here, so you should probably meet him too.
I told you I'm not staying.
And I heard you. Seriously, do whatever you want. So what kind of gun you got there? Are you making sure that you ride out with plenty of ammo?
Yeah, I got enough. I'm good.
Yeah. I always rather had to work at that.
So I just muted out just to have a look at that. That's crazy, isn't it? I think the tech's amazing. See, that's the kind of thing that makes a little bit more sense to me. Something of that size for that additional screen real estate and everything. I can kind of get it. On a phone, not so much so. But then again, I'm not a prolific phone user. It's very rare I'm not near a PC or a computer for general browsing, or I have a tablet because it's that bit bigger. But yeah, the thought of foldable tech in a phone, nah, not quite what I'm after. But I guess as things get thinner and more flexible and battery life gets better, you know, I'm sure we'll all have foldable phones at some point in generations to come. But that actually looks pretty cool. Some point. I don't know, James, but I'm going to be... Unfortunately, James, I can't even watch the game for any extended period of time. So I can't even draw my own conclusions. So there's not a lot I can comment on around the reviews, and it would be, you know, amiss of me to do that. But I'd be very interested in your own take on it, James. When you do, you know, when you've got 10 or 15, 20 hours into it, just to let us know what it's like. I know Dan was saying there was something off with the mouse and keyboard. He said the aiming felt wrong. He wasn't sure whether it was mouse smoothing, scaling, something. So I don't know whether there's a toggle that he forgot to play about with. But apart from that, it's really... other than that, all I heard was him having a lot of fun playing it, mate. So I think it looks brilliant. I sit there. It was Co Carnage I was watching to start with, and Co was playing quite a relaxed, chilled section, and it looked brilliant. I was thinking, oh, this looks so good. I really want to play it. And then he hit overdrive, and it's like my eye is going to this shutter effect. It's like, oh shit! Oh no! Stop! So I switched over to Dan. Dan was rampaging through an enemy encampment. And again, it was all fine. And I was sitting there going, oh, that looks so much... It's like some sort of electrical, statical interference in my sort of visual cortex, mate. Can't believe I've got that. I feel terrible that I'm a gamer that has been afflicted in such a way for a game that I want to play, but there's nothing I can do about it. If I'm getting that on a Twitch stream, God knows what it would be. And that's on a relatively small screen. Imagine what it'd be like on a big screen for me. To be honest, my fear actually is, I mean, I'm not even shitting you, my fear is, could it trigger something? Is that perfect sequence of colours and sort of fluttering effects that actually could trigger something serious?
How's it going?
I just can't watch it, you know, for fear that something's wrong.
Good one.
Absolutely devastated, mate.
Yep.
First game ever. First game ever. It's Sod's Law, it's bloody Rage, isn't it?
Here you go.
Just hope, I just hope there's more people out there that feel the same way, even if they're not physically affected by it, and they enable us to turn the fucking thing off.
Good choice. Yep.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
Don't
I really
be
don't.
Just
Graphics look top banana, even on the streams in terms of, I'm not sure what it looks like in terms of actual visual fidelity, because you can't tell on a stream because they're all 1080 60, they look terrible, but well, Dan's always looks good, to be fair to him. But I like the aesthetic, you know, the gaudy colours, not my cup of tea, but you know, it feels like a change for Rage, and it's okay. I don't like the purple chevrons and things, but that's all fairly inconsequential stuff. You know, it's not going to stop me playing a game. Just that overdrive effect. I was talking about this yesterday, James. It sounds like you have a very similar thing to me. It's just that mine's, I'm going to assume, much more pronounced. I can't articulate what it is, but it's something to do, and you've nailed it. It's something to do with my primary central field of view focus messing with my peripheral focus. And it's horrible. It's true. It doesn't make me sick. I'm not going to sit and make it out like, you know, I'm about to start hurling sort of poltergeist style spewing vomit across the room, or suddenly have some sort of you know, visual migraine trigger. It's just, I can't watch it. I just can't watch it. I have to turn my eyes away from it. It's like the inverse effects. Does anyone remember those pictures that you used to be able to buy? I'm sure you still can. They were all the rage a few years back. And it's just like what looks like a black and white swirl, or a blue and white and red swirl pattern. And if you sort of stared at it for long enough, you'd kind of see like a dragon standing on a mountain. And the only way I can describe Rage 2 is the exact inverse effect of that. Whereas with the picture I'm talking about, you actually almost try to make your focus go a little bit wrong. You almost try and force yourself to go a little bit cross-eyed. And then suddenly the image appears, and it's a brilliant 3D image that suddenly pops out of this, what looks like just random dots, I suppose. Rage 2 has the exact opposite effect to that. It's like, it forces me not to see the picture, and instead all I can see is the dots everywhere. It's as good as I can come to trying to explain it, I think. It made your eyeballs twitch. It's horrible. It feels like I haven't got control over my focus. I guess that's another way to put it. It feels like
beautiful, right?
I don't have
it was
autonomy over
red
it.
with it. Mike kept in his room. He once told me that when things settled down, he was going to make something out of it, like a cribbage board.
Wait, a what? He doesn't play cribbage. Iron Mike played cribbage.
No, but that's the point. That there'd come a day when something like that mattered again.
Oh, what does it say?
Don't look at me. I just carved it.
It's an old Hindu proverb. My mother taught it to me. It reads,
that's nice.
Rivers do not drink their own water. Trees do not eat their own fruit. And clouds do not swallow their own rain. What great ones have is always for the benefit of others.
Oh,
What do you think?
I love it.
Well, Coming from you, I think that would have meant a lot to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if Mike were here, he would probably say something like, "What the hell does that even mean?" Huh? Come on.
Yeah, no, you're right. He would have said, what the hell does that mean?
Followed by, "What the hell are you doing standing around here? The world ain't gonna save itself, God damn it. Get to
Yeah.
work."
You're right again. Come on, guys, let's get to work. Oh, did I ever tell you about the time that Iron Mike saw Addie and I for the first time at the lodge in front of the fireplace?
Oh, this is funny.
Okay, so we were tangled up.
No. We were all up
Okay,
in
Addie,
it.
What?
Addie,
Why?
for the first time, and Iron Mike comes out and he
You don't
looks
have to
at us.
tell me this. You can stop.
He had that grin on his
That was
face.
actually quite
You're
nice,
such
though.
a perv, dude.
I just like the thing before she even opened the mouth. It was just a nice little monument to Mike. That seemed quite fitting, actually. I always remember I was always talking about Mike, wasn't I? How I got him. I understood what Iron Mike was trying to do, but he just hadn't understood that the world had changed. Whereas Deacon was the exact polar opposite in many ways. He was too obsessed with the fact that the world's changed. One of the polarity between the two of them, wasn't it? The sheriff. Well, actually, tell you what I will do. I just want to go and have a look at that Deacon Horde one for the fight. It's gonna... God bless you, Mike. You weren't a bad one, fella. 1941 to 2019. You're a good character, bro. You're a good character. We had our differences, but it's a good journey. One of the most awful death scenes, in terms of not necessarily as in how he died and everything. I meant as in the gurgling, the voice acting for Mike's death was, oh Jesus. That was straight up there with a legit death rattle, if ever you've fucking heard one. Absolutely fucking awful. It was like wearing those awful paper 3D glasses, but looking at a non-3D image. I understand. I've said it. I know why they do these things. It's about having a very strong brand identity for an IP. You know, just like Ark has done with its gaudy fonts and all the rest of it. No one on the Ark team is not going to sit there and agree it looks freaking bonkers, but it makes their game so what it is. It's Ark, and Rage 2 with that effect, you're always going to know it's Rage 2, and that's why I don't think we'll ever see it removed, unfortunately. The thing for me is though, although objectively I can't play it, end of story, because of the way it makes me feel, but subjectively I actually still don't think if you were to put that through a focus group legitimately that anyone would actually say it adds anything positive to the game. Personally, I just can't see how anyone would think it was a good idea. It doesn't add up, like you're sort of saying, Johnny. It's like, I understand the need to make yourself stand out in this day and age, but
Got good
the
shit
colour,
today.
the effect, the
How's it
rapidity of
going,
it,
Buzz?
it just doesn't... Does anyone actually like it? I don't get it. It's ever so strange. I can't do that. It's a little bit. I can't really do that, Santa. I mean, I appreciate you looking out for me, mate, but it's a little bit like me sticking my dick in a blender and saying it hurts and going to the doctor. I mean, the doctor's going to say, well, did your dick hurt when it's not in the blender? And I'll say, well, no, mate, it's only when I put it in the blender. And his advice is going to be, well, don't stick your dick in a blender then, mate. It's only the one game, Santa. You know, I sit here and play video games for 7-8+ hours a day. As I've said many times, it's only that one game. But it actually does make me think if I force myself, you know, if I like put matchsticks in my eyes and stared at Rage 2 in overdrive effect for more than a couple of minutes, I actually think it might trigger something, which is why I don't want any part of it. That's why I'm not even going to risk it for a biscuit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your bike's drained, Deke. Need fuel?
Right. So let's refuel
All
the
right,
bike.
I got you. Don't beat her up too bad.
Go to visual. Go to paint. Going for what is this? Is this? We have to go in here. No, we go in here, don't we? No, we don't. We go in here. Custom accents. What's it called? That's the one we've got. Then St. John Infestation Exterminator. That's actually quite cool. Surviving isn't living. Lizard Island encampment. Officer and a gentle. That's not. Oh, it's not empty. Friends close.
Hey, you still there, buddy?
Oh, wow, cool. Look. That's the Horde Killer one we got. Gotta go for that. Gotta go for that. That was. Whoa. Did that not just take? Oh, I didn't equip it, did I?
I'll be here.
All the little tanners. That reminds me of the diving helmet we did for Tony. With all the little ticks for his drowning deaths
See you around.
on 7 days. So. Oh, I'm sorry, John. I feel really bad now, mate. Don't let it put you off, dude. It might not affect you. I mean, the game. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, unfortunately, I can't even watch the game to tell you what I think about the game. I can't watch it. I literally cannot watch it. I'm terrified. Never had it happen in any other game over all the years I've been a video gamer. You know, I was saying yesterday how many friends I've had over the years who certain games, they're typically with weird frame rates or strange field of views, they get like motion sickness or nausea and all these kind of strange effects that video games can force upon people. I've never really had anything like that. The only thing that I can't handle is screen tearing. I really struggle with screen tear. That's the only thing that. But again, it's not. I just can't play a game that's got screen tear because I've got better things to do than play a shitty game. It's not. I mean, it does make me feel icky. But I'm going to be honest. I played the PlayStation 3 for many years, or at least several years, and the amount of screen tearing in games like Dead Island, I managed to get through them, but I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy that part of the game, but it didn't make me feel so sick that I couldn't carry on or anything.
Me and a couple of guys burned out a nest a few weeks back.
That Rage 2 is on a whole different level. Really is. Ever so strange. Like I say, it's so slow, isn't it? I mean, I've only noticed it because I've been watching YouTube sort of feeds of the previews, you know, little gameplay previews and things, and Twitch. Yeah, yesterday for a few minutes with Dan and Co. And if it was a game I didn't give a shit about, I wouldn't even be talking about it. It'd be like, yeah, whatever. it's neither here nor there, you know. It's a bit unfortunate that it's affected me like that, but I had no intention of playing it anyway. But I actually really want to play Rage. God damn you, gaming gods! Cursed me. Yeah, look, the game, I mean, what little gameplay I have been able to watch us, but it looks freaking epic, dude. Reminds me of Bulletstorms, sort of mixed with Far Cry, mixed with Rage, mate. Brilliant. It should be pretty blatantly obvious, to be honest, Johnny. What the hell are you watching it back on, bro? You'll have to send me some like little.
Dear
little
cross.
mini clips.
Well, I guess you don't have to be worried about traffic no more, do you?
Yeah, and be warned as well, because as we've said many times, because you've not been around for a lot of those discussions we were part of yesterday, Johnny. Don't forget, although I've been sitting here saying about 1080, 60 and all the rest of it, don't forget, some of the big streamers...
Out here there ain't nothing but murdering drifters, raiders.
Blatantly, Dan's Gaming, using significantly higher bit rates. That's why Dan's See, I have to be careful what I say, because sometimes I forget to have the full discussion, because so many people have been around for parts of the discussion. I just feel like I'm saying the same thing every stream over and over and over again when we have a similar topic. But If you're trying to stream at 1080 60 at 6,000 kilobits per second, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. Mathematically, it's not going to work for a high action paced, heavy or dense screen clutter, for example, foliage game with fast camera panning. It cannot happen. You will get significant artifacting and other visual anomalies that means the image quality is not as good and not as stable as a lower resolution. People will then go say, Grum's talking at his ass because I've just watched Dan's Gaming and his stream looks really good. Trust me, Dan's Gaming I have seen clocking at over 9,000 kilobits per second. So don't forget, some of the top streamers have either got special dispensation or for some reason they're not getting drop frames from increasing the bitrate you know, massively above 6,000. I mean, there's normally a, you know, a 500 to 1,000 kilobit per second variation anyway with things like Rich's Twitch analyzer, but you know, that's for other reasons that we won't get into here. But yeah, so some of those, you'll see that some of those streamers, you watch their bit rates on some games, and Dan does know his stuff, and you watch the variation from game to game. He'll always keep his bit rate as low as he can for the 1080-60, because obviously some games you can play 1080-60, like I said. If it's not high motion, some games have got really nice motion blur implementation on PC, which actually can significantly help reduce those visual artifacts. Yes, it's not always, you know, as simple as just taking a statement I make. You know, there's a lot more to it. Right, let's get the hell out of there. What's that, Victor? Sorry, mate. Oh yeah, Miss Grip, how you doing, mate? I'm glad you're enjoying it, Spitters. You have to give us a little bit of a mini review when you've got like 10, 15 hours in or something, mate. Let us know how it's going. Would you not play without using over? You can't, Evictus, no. And this is why I was so gutted when I was reading the developer interview. Overdrive is literally, the game's been built around it. It's the whole point in the game. It is to trigger. Apparently, it was one of the criticisms that some of the journalists had when they had their first hands-on gameplay with Rage 2 behind closed doors. They were seeing Overdrive as one of those things they kind of saved, like for a boss or for something really big. In other words, it was kind of something you keep in your back pocket ready to trigger when you really have to. And they were kind of not getting the flow of the game the way that the developers are like, use your overdrive. The whole point is to constantly be triggering overdrive as often as you can, mate. The game has literally been built around rapid triggers of overdrive. Overdrive is your secret weapon. It should be up at all times, dude. So I'm not going to play a game that's been built around a core mechanic and not use it, because I should imagine my experience would be pretty shit. Well, you can't say that, I'm afraid. So you can't say you just don't like motion blur. But that's crazy, mate. So some games use fantastic implementation of motion blur. They look significantly better with don't forget, motion blur's not just, they don't just blur the image. Motion blur's got so many different algorithms depending on what engines, etc., that are being used. I mean, motion blur is fucking amazing, mate. If used correctly. It's just unfortunately most developers fun pimps haven't got a fucking clue about motion blur. Motion blur in racing games, for example, can literally be what gives you the sense of speed. You remove it and it literally looks awful in some racing games. You'd be surprised how many games you've played some Quake that has built-in motion blur that you can't even turn off. It's part of the game, part of the hard-coded engine, mate. Now, something like 7 Days has single-handedly, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the worst implementations of motion blur I've ever seen in a video game. That was clearly some sort of weird, I guess, toggleable switch within the early Unity builds. Let me just sort out my headset. One sec, folks. don't even know what that was about. I wasn't sure who was attacking either. I just shot everybody. Probably wasn't supposed to do that. I saw someone hiding behind the hut, but it was a bit strange actually. Did you I've got to point out, I just shoot everything because I like shooting things. You are Oz, how you doing, mate? Good morning to you, bro. How's things? Let us know what you think, Captain Cast. Everyone let us know what you think. You know, because I really like Rage, folks. So, you know, just because I can't play it doesn't mean that I'm still very interested in hearing people's opinions. You know, I want to hear the good things that the game does. I just wish I could watch it for more than 10 minutes. Been playing more though. I watched a little bit of that actually, dude. I'll tell you what, the one thing I will say, I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I don't think I've got room in my calendar as such to play that style of game. But you know what, mate? It looks bloody clean and slick, you know. I mean, I don't know what your actual hands-on experience with it is, but I have to say, from a technological standpoint, you know, with everything going on, graphically, it looks really impressive, mate. You know, I haven't seen any footage with, you know, major network latency, rubber banding effects or anything like that. I mean, to be honest, I've probably only watched about half an hour in total, so yeah, I'm not sure if that is a good litmus for what the game's like in general, but I actually think it looks really good. If I liked those sorts of games, I mean, is it Chivalry? Is it Chivalry or something like that? There's another couple of games that were kind of a bit of a janky mess, weren't they? I used to watch a bloke called Paulie, I think. Paulie on YouTube that used to play those sorts of games. And although I really like the idea of them, they always just looked a complete mess, mate. You know, really bad animations and I kind of like the RPG elements of Mordor. And am I even pronouncing it right? Mordor. Hold on. Yeah, I think it looks brilliant. Really, yeah, you know, fantastic. Something a bit different as well, you know? We should celebrate that. A bit of a different type of game. You know, there's a couple out there that are similar, but it's nice to see a good polished version. Oh shit, she's not down. Alright. Yeah, the different environments are great throughout this game. It's and you know what, mate? Every time, it's to be honest, it's why I've enjoyed travelling around so much. You know, it's the different weather patterns, times of day. It has been singularly one of the most interesting open world games I've played because it's got this real weird duality to it. It's got this almost going for this almost photorealistic environments, but it's got this really kind of cool gamified RPG system within the actual mechanics. It's brilliant, dude. I love it. Just love it. I'm trying to stock up on because I'm really low on all my general sort of heavy ordnance, aren't I? Ish, to be honest, McGlashan. Ish. In fact, I had a bit of a rough night yesterday. But... Welcome to 2019, McGlashan, I tell you. Are you buying a Rage Misgroup? Are you a Rageaholic? Shot there. Jesus balls! Is O'Brien just here?
Take a closer look.
Oh. Okay. Greatest weapon wheel in any game. Ever.
Oh, what the hell? It's worth checking out. Okay, let's see. What's going on
back on track.
Take care, Subway. Take care, bro. Go.
Well, I can't say I expected to hear from you again. What is it this time?
Believe me or not, I'm glad to see you again. That night at Wizard Island didn't seem to go well.
What can I do for you, O'Brien?
I'm here to warn you.
Warn me about what?
You remember? I told you the infected were evolving.
Right, yeah, freaks are free. What the hell do I care?
What the fuck?
The strain of the virus, its effects on the human nervous and lymphatic systems is accelerating
at an exponential rate.
They knew all along, of course, that it was happening. The men above me. That's why they were so cautious, so secretive. We're coming. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do to stop them. There's nothing anyone can do.
I'm thinking you could not have fucking put that in any better way, Deke. No way, bro. The hell is that? What the hell was that thing? Is that like a...
This is Radio Free Oregon. The truth shall set you free. You heard me talking about the black choppers? Nero choppers? Well, none have been sighted in days. But don't cool your heels just yet. Nero isn't done, not by a long shot. With Nero out of the skies, that can only mean one thing. They got what they're after, and they've all flown back to their coops. This is the endgame, friends. The feds have had this plan ready long before the freaks. Now, they're gonna roll over the earth. And woe to anyone who stands in their way. But we've hung on this long. We're not gonna give up now. We're fighters. We've survived 2 years in the shit, in the freak show. And we are nothing if not prepared.
Like I said before, Cope, you don't know the half of it. But yeah, I'm with you on this one. It ain't over yet.
God damn it, dude. So I guess that is... Oh, Jesus. Fuck me. What the... Blip! There are no words. There are no words. God damn this game. Oh, is that what you think it is? A taser? Oh, I thought it was like, I don't know what I thought it was, to be honest. I thought it might be like, the first thing that popped into my head was like some sort of like advanced cutter or I don't know, like a laser cutter or something like that, perhaps. Right, I don't know why I'd need something like that. Get through fences and things, perhaps, or the other thing that pops into my head. I didn't really see for that. It was some sort of like stabby McStabby retractable blade or something. I think it's a taser. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a long way to go, so let's get home. Let's go and have a look, because we can get out of Wizard Island, can't we? God, this bike is so good. See, it was worth hanging on, Jill. It was worth playing more to see what is at the end of the game. A flashlight? Is that one of those things you stick your dick in? Jesus, Max. You stick your dick in anything you will, wouldn't you, mate? Not me. The one thing it didn't look like was sexual apparatus, my friend. I need to go and talk to your lady friend, mate, I tell you. Clearly not getting enough, bro. I tell you what, we need a game to play that's got a bike in it as well. I'm gonna miss this thing. It's been all the games I've played always have bikes in them. You know, the open world games like GTA, Watch Dogs. I think GTA had. Sorry, Watch Dogs had bikes in it. But, the bikes are always shit. It's like really badly done. I have to say, this thing's in a whole new league. I tell you. They could so easily make a game just based on this bike model. One of those things I can't really share with you unless you've got the controller in your hand. It's the way it controls. What's that, McClash? You did the maths, so I've been around for exactly 400 days at an average of 5.4 hours a day. Holy shit. Well, thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure to get to know you. How long's... So do you mean you've been around for a total... No, you can't, can it? You mean you've been watching the channel for 400 days? From when you first joined, if you like? Or you mean a cumulative total 400 days? I guess you mean the latter one. Yeah, the bike at the start went tax. It was it's really interesting, isn't it? Because it goes to show how many reviewers, and I think this is a real interesting game for shedding light on bullshit in game reviews. The amount of people that I have seen, because I've started reading the reviews as of yesterday evening for this game. Because I felt like I'd now played enough to be able to at least watch a non-spoiler review. Something I was going to talk about earlier, in fact. And it is readily apparent to me that a significant number of the reviews that I've read, and I've only read, I think, 6 of the 10 that I've got bookmarked. It's 6? Yeah, I think it is. It's 6, because I've read Kelly Plague's fully. I was going to save that one to last, but I couldn't resist. And it is blatantly obvious that in some cases those reviewers did not, and I really mean this, did not finish this game, despite what they're claiming hours spent, because they are criticising things that I'm telling you as a player of this game are not true. First of all, things such as the handling of the motorbike. Now, the motorbike at the start, compared to the motorbike at the end, it's like 2 completely different machines. I mean, mine is now 100%, as far as I know, kitted out with all the best stuff. And it's unbelievable how differently it handles. Things such as criticisms, Mr. Sterling, for example, who apparently found out like he was running out of fuel every 30 seconds. Not by the fucking end of the game, you ain't, mate. And if you actually take your time and pick up fuel on the fly, you will never run out of fuel. I think I did it 3 times in the entire playthrough, and that's just because I was busy nattering and just did, you know, took my eye off the ball. The rest of the time, no problem whatsoever. Things like the bike constantly taking damage, absolute utter bullshit. The only time this bike takes damage, unless you literally don't know how to control a motorbike in the game, is when you get hit by, for example, spontaneously spawning cars. Like this morning. Or when you don't jump off the bike when he screams, "Sniper!" The bike never takes damage. It never takes damage. You know, unless you're controlling it like a complete and utter fucking idiot. The other one that I picked up on was the aiming. Now, I don't know if any of you have been watching this, you know, roll on, just listening to me babble. And I don't know what you think my aiming has been like during it. I honestly feel that if I want to headshot something, even with a gun, you know, which isn't that accurate that I've got here, you know, this is no sniper rifle, I've been nailing headshots way more than I've been missing them. If you actually know how to play a video game, the aiming mechanics in this game are fucking amazing. They literally make GTA and Red Dead Redemption look like some sort of VTech game, you know, with an old Atari fucking controller, joystick and a red button. Night and day improvement over those. Oh, just managed to flip the bottom end down there. The Sarah wedding was a classic example where clearly that reviewer did not continue playing the game after that cutscene. The comment where she makes, as long as you promise to ride me as much as you ride your bike, taken not only pretty much out of context, but also makes total sense when you actually watch the proposal scene later on. You cannot criticize that comment.
I see you running around.
If you've watched the second cutscene. It's impossible. It's a personal, private, emotionally linked comment during the wedding scene based on what happens during the actual act of him proposing to Sarah. It is so obvious that some of those reviewers just literally didn't play it. Terrible. Terrible. And after seeing Chris Plant's fucking bullshit commentary around Rage 2, Mutants and Cleft Lips, I've lost all fucking hope for gaming journalism. All hope. I wonder what it will mean. I wonder if anything will actually change as a result of this just constant bullshittery in games.
Sniper on the road. Oh, god damn it.
IGN, Polygon. Will I get off or not? Risk it for a biscuit. Oh, we're quite close to that now. Oh, hang on, I've already got it. Oh shit, have I really? Oh, I thought I had to. Oh, that's where I was going to go and pick it up. Well, how do I, what? Oh, I have to craft it. Ipka. How the hell do I get Ipka Tech? What the hell's Ipka Tech? Ipka stun gun. Ipka Tech. What's this thing? Oh, that's the suppressor. Huh? You are shitting me. Oh no, yeah. You know, for a minute I thought I could actually manufacture suppressors then. I was about to get a bit... Well, I can. So, I've changed the weapon wheel. That's kind of weird. Ipka stun gun. 18 Ipka Tech. I've got 11. I don't even know what that is. You alright, Eggsy? Thank you for the 19 months, my friend. How are you, sir? How are you? Thank you very, very much, bro. Thank you for the 19, Eggsy. How's life treating you, fella? That's a lot of support there, mate. 19 months is a shit ton of support. Thank you very much. Wonder if I've missed Ipkatek throughout the game, or if it's something that is now I have to go like back maybe like to Nero modules to look for it, perhaps. Well, look, they're all digging around. So what does Weaver want? What's up, right?
Weaver, what's up?
Hey, Deke, what's up? Hey, I gotta ask you, is the Wizard Island... Sorry, your old lady, how's she doing? She still working on her research? And you know that I know, right? That she wasn't working on no fucking weapon.
No,
no,
Weaver,
by the way,
I don't
Ryan,
know
Crescent.
No, I only know that you asked for my help, and here I am.
All right, man, whatever you say. Hey, some bad dudes have set up camp southeast of here along Highway 97. They're killing us, hitting our supply runs day and night. They got a pretty solid setup, too, on the roof of an old gas station. I've marked it on your map. I thought of you because you can go in quiet. Take them out before they know what hit them.
Oh, well, thanks for thinking of me, Weaver. Yeah, I'll do what I can.
Thanks, Deke. We appreciate it. You got no idea.
Is that how you found us, McGlashan? Really? So that was through Raven. Yeah, here's a question for you, McGlashan. What made you interested in 7 Days? Because 7 Days has got some really interesting tales behind how people find it. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure when you started watching it, but 7 Days has always been one of those ones where a lot of people that I've known, until I've actually shown them either our own footage or another YouTuber's footage, for example, rather than my own, because it always feels a bit awkward if it's a family member or friends, for example. That's outside of the Twitch sort of ecosystem. Also, it's a bit weird trying to show them your own footage. But it's always been a really hard sale to a lot of people. Once you can get them past the visuals, and unfortunately a lot of people that stream it and a lot of YouTubers, you know, that they don't know how to optimize it, you know, it's shitty frame rate, shitty graphics, shitty everything. It's really, really hard sometimes to get someone to get why 7 Days is just such a gem within the gaming catalogue that we have access to. But yeah, what drew you to it, McGlashan? Oh, sorry, Splitters. It's the stuff off of dead Nero stuff, mostly at checkpoints. So if I go back to the checkpoints, will I be able to find it? Will I? It's not stuff I. So how have I missed that then? Oh, is this like the yellow hazmat suits that are normally cut in half, like they've been ripped apart? Ah, I wonder if I've missed some. Ah, thanks very much, Eggsy. Yeah, it's the other way around, Crescent. Yeah, you see the wedding scene before you see the proposal scene. You think it was on your mate's Steam playlist and it was December special, so I picked it up. Yeah, it's a bit easier for me. It's probably like you, Victor's like McGlashan that obviously hasn't known it for that long, you see, which is why it's always an interesting question. Now, I picked it up right back in Alpha 5, so presumably it hadn't been on Steam for long at that point. And to be honest, back then, Steam was very different. There wasn't a huge amount of these so-called early access games. Or more importantly, there was a general undercurrent of don't touch early access games with a barge pole. How that got flipped on its head, I'll never know. But when I picked up 7 Days, there were very, very few games like it. Mainly because of the voxel nature of it. And I remember the two things that made me fall in love with 7 Days to Die was, one, the ability to use a crossbow. I thought the crossbow was just brilliant. So few games enabled me to shoot zombies, let alone anything else with a crossbow. Loved it. But more importantly, the real selling point was the fact that I could dig. It was the only other game outside of Minecraft that I could actually dig. That's what sold me on. Did I miss? It's apparently it's a stun gun gambit. Yeah, I know what they are now. Spitters. Yeah, cheers. Spitters. I'm going to go all out spoiler here. If I carry, I mean, are there an infinite, is this game kind of like now got like an infinite number of repeatable quests and missions?
What's up?
You have to let
Will I be able to just like keep going back to the outposts and they'll just like sort of give me, say, like a quest that I've kind of already done, but just re-enable it like as a respawn? Is that what the game's doing now? Because I can't help but feel that the meeting with Brian was the grand finale. That's the secret, if you like, Easter egg at the end of the game, right? Oh, take care, Jill. Take care. Thanks, thanks for joining us for the big O'Brien hoo-ha, mate. Have a lovely evening, Jill. I think it gives you a speed limit in camp, doesn't it? Have a nice seat. Don't drip everywhere, Jill. It sounds terrible, Victor's. No, sorry, your map's now empty. Oh, right. Oh, so I was kind of hoping that maybe they'd come up with a, because very few games have ever pulled that off properly. I was almost thinking like what they might have done is added like a load of voice chatter. You know, to go back and do the camp that you've already done, but just put a slightly different spin on it. You know, instead of it being a Ripper camp, it might be a Marauder camp or something like that. So that essentially you've got this big sandbox world you can just keep chipping away at. Well, it's time to start thinking about what we play next then, folks, because obviously we are very much now going to have to say farewell to what is now probably my favourite game of all time. I think it nestles in very nicely with the Red Dead franchise. There is no way I will ever be able to dismiss Red Dead. You know, the first one in particular was just, for me, amazing. But it was because of John. You know, I just really liked John Marston. The whole, as we were saying earlier, the evolution of that character, I thought was just one of the greatest in video games ever. Red Dead 2 was, I'm not trying to take anything from Red Dead, it was just brilliant. Just about every level, but the problem is, it fell foul. The combat with the guns itself is excellent. In the sense of, you know, I love the old school guns, the uncertainty of them, the sound design, you know, their appearance, the reloading and cocking animation, the chambering of a round was something I've never had in a video game before, and it really added a whole new dynamic to combat. But Red Dead, compared to this, absolutely fails in one category. It's almost like if I was to list all the things that I like, Red Dead would probably nail this on so many different levels by a little bit in each category. But then ultimately, Red Dead absolutely falls flat on its arse when it comes to combat. The auto-aim is shockingly just awful. It's such a boring way to play a video game. And if you turn it off completely, the game just doesn't work very well. They have to work on refining that mechanic. They've got no excuse. You know, a company of that size, a developer of that size, the aiming mechanics. It's the same in GTA. GTA is the same shooting mechanic. It's fucking god awful. And for that reason, these two games just become so similar in terms of overall enjoyability. Because this, as a day-to-day game, with the bike over the horse, shits all over it. Combat shits all over it. Now, world design and all the rest of it, you know, you can't really beat Red Dead. I mean, it was an absolute visual masterpiece. There's no doubt about that. Be interesting to see what my playtime of Red Dead was compared to my playtime of this. You alright, Farza? How you doing, mate?
Weaver, I'm here. Yeah.
I think we were supposed to be going in quiet. Sorry, Weaver.
You don't need any help? Want me to send some more men?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Don't you worry about it. I got this, bro. I didn't realise how close we were. What are you streaming, Yeti? You took a break from this, didn't you, Yeti? I can't remember what you heating up rage or something. Or... Oh, unlucky one.
At last.
We have got one heavy. Oh, it's so tempting to have a go at that thing on his back. Does it actually do? He hits it. Oh, glorious. Absolutely glorious. I saw the little jets of flame coming out of it before it finally popped. So I'll tell you what, treat ourselves to a focus cocktail, why not? Focus cocktail actually do? I haven't really actively used them. Does it give me an instant buff, or is it just a faster regain over time kind of thing? Ooh, that suppressing is nasty. Couldn't do that in Red Dead, and it's not because the weapons aren't accurate enough. I just can't do it.
Here you are.
No!
I see you running around. Sit still, you son of a bitch! Gotta reload!
Oh, where you going, bro?
That was the last of them. Oh my god.
Oh, got a new... What the hell is that? Rock chuck. But they didn't muck about with the old bike skins, did they? Yeah, amazed at how many we've actually unlocked.
Weaver, it's done.
Deke!
You're a werewolf!
Like I said, it's done.
Alright, dude. I've updated your credits. Don't know what we'd do without you. Thanks again.
Absolutely bonkers werewolf. I did not see that coming. I doubt anyone did. That was insane, mate. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what that, I guess, means overall. It's I'm going to be very, very excited to hear about what they can do with another. Apparently, this is selling really, really well. So I should imagine Sony will definitely trust in them to make another one. And of course, the sequels tend to, a lot of the groundwork's been done for the sequel, isn't it? Now, Sony Bend have never worked on a game of this scope and scale ever, really, and certainly not with Unreal Engine 4. Now, I should imagine the chances are going to be that the development team have learnt a great deal during development. So hopefully, we'll get the green light on a sequel or even a prequel. Who knows? I really hope so. I really, really hope so. I hope Sony are happy with it. No, I am. Yeah, that's right. Winsex. And you know, you think about how many of them have been Sony as well. Last of Us. I mean, they do have a bit of multiplayer, but you know, The Last of Us. Not exactly, you know, people don't exactly race out to buy it for the multiplayer, do they? Days Gone, God of War. Spider-Man. You know, I'm telling you, mate, Sony know what gamers want, mate. Like the only fucking company that does outside of Nintendo, but I think they just look, you know, that's an entirely different demographic for
Needed this. Good.
Yeah, Red Dead. Is that has got bad multiplayer. Actually, you know what? The Last of Us multiplayer wasn't bad. I don't know if anyone ever actually played it. I mean, I wasn't fussed about it. I couldn't care less, really. So, well, I haven't got anything else on my map. Is that it? Spitter! Is that it? No! Do you reckon I'll get another phone call? Head back. Bobby Kotick. I think you're right. So, you know what this is going to do, mate? You know what this is going to become? It's going to become the new State of Decay. I don't know if you were around when State of Decay first popped, and it took everyone by storm. Now, completely different set of circumstances. I mean, that was an Xbox exclusive arcade classics that's selling for peanuts kind of thing, you know, given the price of other games. But it came out of nowhere. It just completely defied all logic. And obviously Microsoft then took them under their wing, and we got State of Decay 2, which I still, you know, I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's actually a very good game, but pathetic to think that it took them 5 years to come up with that fucking so-called upgrade. I honestly think if that game was moddable more than it was, the community would have made a significantly better game than State of Decay 2 was. And I really mean that. I really. But I think you're right. I think this is going to be one of those ones that people. It's a sort of game that you're going to go, you know what? I heard about Days Gone. There was quite a kerfuffle about that, and you see it down there for 20 quid. You think, fuck it. You know what? 20 quid open world game, 100+ hours worth of gameplay. Fucking no chance you're not going to pick it up, mate. Sort of game that'll probably sell really well this Christmas, like really. That's an interesting. Let's throw in an attractor. I'm going to take a shot at that.
Bam!
Oh, I hesitated then. Really did. Oh, Wentex, thank you very, very much for the Prime, mate. Thank you very much for the 6 months. You get your new sub badge today, Wentex. Thank you very, very much indeed, bro. Top banana, mate. Top banana. Thank you for the 6 and thank you for the Prime.
You there? This is Weaver. I got a job for you if you're out this way.
Hey, Weaver. I'll stop by if I have time.
I feel like I need more crafting paraphernalia. I'm very, very low on it. A little bit. Because we did so many hordes back to back, isn't it? What do we do with the bike? Thank you very much, Wentex. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it is, Spitters. Yeah, I think it is. What do you want to play? Anyone got any? I'm just trying to think what I've got. I did load up Minecraft. I was playing about with Minecraft yesterday. We could always do a couple of hours of Minecraft just while we have a chinwag. What else have I got? I mean, we've got Horizon Zero Dawn. I can't play Witcher because I've not got that installed, and I like to mod that one, so that's not going to happen today. Didn't really plan much, to be honest. Well, I'll tell you what we could do. We could go and have a play with No, 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 I can't. I was playing about with the shaders with Minecraft yesterday. Some, I can't remember the name of the texture pack. It's one that's been built for Seuss's Sonic Ether's unbelievable, the awesome, super duper fantastic shader packs. I can't remember what the name of it was. But I don't even know if it works. I set a world up and tried to join it, but I got pulled away. So replay of Days Gone. I'd be up for that, mate. I really would. But I'm going to leave it because I want to wait for survival mode dances. I'd like to see what survival mode does actually bring. I mean, hopefully it will be a bit more than just toggling off the heads-up display. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I've hardly played with the heads-up display visible. I've got a rather wonderful way of placing my my water Mikey Mike mug, so it kind of obscures quite a lot of it. I'm not a big fan of having that there. There's probably a way to toggle it off, though. I just never thought to look into it. But State of Decay, fucking no chance. I've already played both of them, Serenity. Got bored to tears of State of Decay 2 by the end. Really bored of it, mate. Really bored of it. But I'm not knocking it. It's a good game. You know, that I can't help it if I'm bored, right? It's just, it just didn't. I just felt like nothing new was happening, you know. I thought of a Mass Effect playthrough. I sort of have on and off, Wentex. I have on and off. I just have a horrible feeling that Mass Effect 1's just really not going to hold up particularly well. I don't know if there's any like community mods that, you know, maybe freshen it up a little bit, but yeah. Horizon, yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn's definitely what we could look at. Survive the Nights? Survive the Nights. Well, it depends what version are you playing, James, because I'm playing, I think my Minecraft is 1.13.2, because it's the only one that's got the shader packs available. Might boot that up in a minute, actually. Go and have a look what it looks like. We can do, oh, look, is that someone, we got a T-pose like from the Division 2, look, you see? Not just the Division 2. T-pose. Project Zomboid. It doesn't translate well to a stream game, Serenity. I'm gonna be honest, mate. Even I struggle with it on stream. It's so little and clicky and all text based. And I mean, it's a good game. I just it's hard to be excited about Project Zomboid, mate. It's a bit like I don't know. I gotta be careful what I say here. Think of a graphic novel, right? Think of the most amazing graphic novel, the greatest story ever told in a graphic novel, but the artwork has been done by sort of like an alcoholic 4-year-old. It just doesn't work. It doesn't matter how good the mechanics and everything are of that game. It just feels old and grey and drab and boring, and it's very hard to get excited about anything in Project Zomboid did. It's the only way I can describe it, mate. It's an amazing game. I will be, you know, I've many times on this stream told you that State of Decay is one of the games that would go into the cocktail of my perfect games. Project Zomboid, I've played it, we've been there, we've streamed it, we've had some pretty long running servers on it. It is an absolutely fantastic fucking game. Mechanically. But I just, oh, Jesus, it is a fucking turd of a visual representation of a modern day game. 7 days? Nah, definitely not, dude. Fucking no chance. I'm breaking the shackles, mate. No, I can't do Dying Light. We spoke about that yesterday, Serenity. We're going to do Dying Light when the next one comes out, dude. So you can actually find a way to get all the way around there. Just get around the bottom, right? Yeah, Dying Light will be played like, I don't know, like the month before Dying Light 2 comes out. Yeah, I can't play Direwolf. Sorry, I'd love to, James, but I don't know enough about the vanilla game. So I'd be mad at me to try and join a big heavy mod pack. I'd rather just play some vanilla Minecraft, just to you know, get into it if I did play. I'd probably go for my old Feed the Beast or something, or I've got, you know, I guess things would. I'd start remembering. I don't even know how to make a fucking what's it? I don't even know how to make a freaking big axe, bro. Nah, not XCOM, mate. I find it too slow, dude. I like the XCOM games. I'd fall asleep myself playing them on stream, though, dude. XCOM's one of those ones I used to really enjoy. You know, just sitting there, maybe chilling out, but I couldn't play it on stream, mate.
D, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, what do you need, Weaver?
Dude, one of our guys has been taken hostage. Well,
that's what I mean. Direwolf is Feed the Beast, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I can't go back, so I'd go for one of the Feed the Beast mods, whether it be Direwolf or any. There's all sorts in there within Feed the Beast and
got ambushed. 2 guys made it back alive, but they got Foster.
Melinda Foster. She used to be a sergeant, right?
Yeah.
I'd have a look at whatever the latest and greatest are.
With the rest of us. I've marked down her last known location on your map. Bring her back, D.
Shit, I'll do what I can.
Pixar. I think I'd rather play Ark mode there. Don't you? Does anyone even play Pixar? We never got a chance to play it, did we, bro? Is it basically Ark but pixelated, or is it voxel based? I mean, is Pixar actually a voxel based game like Minecraft where you can build things with blocks? I've tried. Yeah, I'd love to play RimWorld. I always bought us a copy of it, Captain, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, mate. Yeah, I'd also have to buy it, those spitters. I'm not after anything like that. I think I'm after something a little bit, just as a filler, just for the rest of today, to be honest, mate. Just a little, just something I've not, you know, I don't know, something we've got kicking around. Just stick it in there and. It's a blend of Ark and Minecraft. That's so you can actually, so it is voxel based then, so you can actually dig into the world and like place a block and stand on it, or nerd pole and things like that. That's right, James. Yeah, that's what I mean. The FTB is like an umbrella of mods, isn't it? And it's like you said, like trying to find one. Can't remember what we actually played. It'd be easy to find out, but. I tell you what, let me I think I have to take the stream down because we have to whack everything back up to 60, and I don't think I can change the frame rate and the resolution, can I, while the stream's running? I can change the bit rate by the looks of it, but I can't change the output resolution. I tell you, should we take a 2-minute break while I just switch the stream over to PC mode, if you like? I can't play Alien Isolation in the day, Hashi. So, by the way, I'm not... All these... please keep with the suggestions. Just because I'm saying no to everything, there's a reason for the no's. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's kind of a case of whittling things down. I can't play Alien Isolation because I can't play it in the daytime, dude. It's like Wentex was saying with his friend or flatmate or housemate. He's not playing this a huge amount because he's got screen glare on it. I don't have that much screen glare in here. I've worked hard at getting it set up so I can play games that even have dark backgrounds in the daytime. But Alien Isolation, I need the room dark, mate. I actually need it like dark. Otherwise, I'm not gonna. It's just not gonna be the right experience. Actually, it's a nighttime game, if that makes sense, bro. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You're right, Srock. Right, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to turn it off then. We'll be back in, because I have to turn it off and on again, so, because I need to change the stream settings and just change a quick HDMI cable over. So, give me about 5 minutes. I'll go and grab a coffee. We'll come straight back. I don't know what we're going to play, though. Because I need to change the stream title, don't I? Nice. What have I actually got installed? I'll tell you what, look. We'll play Minecraft, all right? We'll just jump onto Minecraft just while we talk about it. Because I can't remember anything about Minecraft. And I was playing about with Shady yesterday. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll throw Minecraft on while we have a chinwag, all right? So, give me 5.